Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. In War of the Visions, let's do another video about Xmas Ramada, and then we are now at the 1/3 point of the event time. So I thought I would look at how many of the medals that I have, how many of the shards of Xmas Ramada, and then maybe think about if I want to continue from now. But I've been doing everything that I pointed out in the last video. First one is the Chocobo Expeditions. These have been mostly crap so far. You rarely get drops, and even if you do, it's only one at a time, so this is pretty disappointing because I made the effort to expand my team slots and also the slots for the treasure chests themselves, but it hasn't been worth it so far. Next up are the element quests. Down here, the 300 Mon downloads, you can choose one of these elements to play, and then if you clear it, you'll get a drop of one of these characters. I've only gotten the Xmas Ramada once. That was for 10 drops, that's a big help, but yeah, the odds are against her. And then next is the normal hatcher, which you can pull 3 times a day, 3-4 times a day. This has also been no good. I don't think I've ever gotten one of her. And then even if I did, it would only be a single drop. The best thing by far has been the shop, which rotates, a few times a day. And then as I said in the previous video, you can hit this button on the lower right and then it will reset the shop for you. I've been doing the free reset and then the 10 lapis reset and then the 50 lapis reset. But once it gets to 100, like it says here, then I stop. It's not worth it to me anymore. This has been the best, or one of the best ways to get drops of her. And then the best way has been the Kimagure shop, which usually appears here. This is like a secret shop, which might appear after you clear a quest. Very low appearance rate, maybe I get it like once a day. But usually when that shop appears, then there's a get of Ramada. So, in order to max out Ramada, to get her to 6 stars and then 5 crystals and get her Trustmaster, you need 640 shards in all. And I'll break down like maybe different amounts of shards that you have now, and then maybe kind of extrapolate that. Basically, we'll just be multiplying by 3, since we're at the 1/3 mark. But if you have 215 shards now, that's great. If you can keep up that pace, you will have the 640 that you need to max out Xmas Ramada. I highly doubt anybody has this, but if you've been pulling a lot in the Hatcher, or if you've been refreshing the normal shop a bunch, then you might be at 215. But that means you need to keep up that pace of pulling in order to, make the number of shards that you need at the end. If you have 175 now, and that pace keeps up, you'll have 520 in all, and then that means you can just buy the pack here in the shop, get the last 120 shards, and then you're done with Xmas Ramada. 175 sounds pretty steep to me. I wouldn't be surprised if a few people actually had that now, but I kind of doubt that it would keep up that pace. Now, thinking about if you have maybe around 140 shards at the moment, this is kind of the worst place to be because I think you have just enough that you could make a go for it, but also not enough that if you quit here, it would be totally understandable if you did quit. But yeah, if you did get the 420, then even with the pack, you would still be 100 shards short. So you would have to do some more pulls in the Hatcher, maybe 10 or 11 in order to get enough coins in order to buy the remaining Ramadas. If you got another drop of Ramada along the way, that would be great. That would be worth 40. But yeah, I think it would be risky to go after Ramada if you have only 140 right now. And my guess is that the designers built this event so that you would still have to pull in the Hatcher, even if you did get her very early, just because you would need those extra drops in order to max her. Okay, so I've explained how many different shards people may have, and then how they should think about progressing. So let's look at how many shards I have. We'll go here to the menu and then to items, and then we'll scroll down and we'll look. I have 126. This is quite a bit less than 140, so I'm officially giving up right now on Xmas Ramada. At this rate, the only way I'm going to get a max Ramada is if I start pulling in the Hatcher a lot. And I don't want to get a Ramada that is not maxed, because that will mean I will most likely ignore it as far as leveling, because I'm going to want to work on other characters. And so, looking at Xmas Ramada system, and then also a Thancred system, I think I'm going to skip limited time ultra rares from now on, because they're all built more for whales, I would say. Thancred is like a really obvious mega whale bait. Ramada's not so bad, but she's kind of a disguised semi-whale bait. So yeah, I'm not going to go for that. And to be honest, I spend a little bit in this game, but still, it's not nearly enough to make the max of any of those characters. Of course, whenever a limited character comes out, I will, sit down and do the math and, look at how feasible making the max of those characters is. But for the moment, I'm going to be very skeptical about any ultra rares that come out. I think SS rares are the way to go if you are a light spender or even a free-to-play user, like Yashutara here. There is one reason to want Xmas Ramada as a 3-star. There is a way that I could use her. Let's go to the friend list and see if I can find a friend with that. So let's find the one with the highest level. 77. This should be good. So Xmas Ramada has one skill that I am very interested in, and that is this one here. This is a 3-hit skill, and then the reason why this is important is because there are some missions in quests that require you to do a 2-chain. If you use this skill, you'll just get the 2-chain just all by herself, hitting the same guy 3 times in a row. And then if you give her an element weapon, she can do an element 2-chain just all by herself, and so she can take care of those missions as well. This is the main reason why I want Ramada, and I could get it even if she were just a 3-crystal unit, which I could get now. But if I were to raise a character to, 5 stars and 3 crystals, and then job level 12 just for the one skill, and I would be shut out of getting the max level character and the Trust Master, then it wouldn't feel like it's worth it to me. But thankfully, that skill is available from Shadow Links. I don't know if this level 60 version has that skill, I don't think so. But it is available on her. She is an SSR. I don't have her yet, but when I do pull her eventually, then I can level her up, get that skill that I want, unlock those missions, and then eventually go for Shadow Link's Trust Master, which is pretty good. I can't look at it here. But it's a katana. It enhances your dark element attacks, and it has pretty good attack. So yeah, I could definitely use that. And I really debated with myself if I wanted to go for Ramada. The pros to her, there are a few pros. She plays similarly to Shiteru, who is maybe the best physical attacker in the game right now. The problem is that I have Shiteru, so I needed Xmas Ramada a little bit less. Maybe the main differences between them, Xmas Ramada has better defense, I think. Maybe Shiteru has better attack. But yeah, he does have kind of a glass jaw. He can go down fairly easily. Another difference are in their sub-jobs. Shiteru has the Dragoon sub-job, so if you use jump with him, he'll get very, very high single-target short-range damage. Xmas Ramada has the Monk sub-job, so she'll get more support abilities. And of course she has that 3-hit attack which can get those missions for you. Another thing attractive about her is that she is a water element unit, and then I don't have any water element units, so I have a lot of materials just sitting there. And so my ultimate plan in playing this game is to get one strong character per element, and then just stick with those characters, stop pulling in the hatcher, and just focus on leveling them up. So Xmas Ramada was a candidate for that water slot, but since I'm going to pass on her, I'll keep an eye out for the next good water character to come out. I also need a lightning character, so Federica would be good. Orlando, probably, when the Tactics collaboration comes, he will be a lightning character, so he could also be a candidate. The thing that hurts the most is that Ramada looks great. I've used her a few times as a friend, and like something about thigh-high boots with high heels, running around with flowing hair, dragging a giant sword behind her, is very, very cool. But, you know, I can use her as a friend and then look at her that way, so oh well. So looking ahead, I'm going to skip all ultra rare limited time units, but there are some things that might you know, trip me up. If there is a limited time ultra rare unit of a favorite character from a favorite game, that might be hard to resist. Like if they do like Cecil from Final Fantasy IV, I highly doubt they would make him a limited time character. That would make a lot of people angry. But just if he were, then I might be tempted to go for that. But limited time SSRs, like I said before, I will very closely investigate them and see how doable they are. So yeah, Thancred and then Xmas Ramada, they are ultimately, you know, characters just for whales, which I guess I'm okay with. They are ultra rare, they're some of the best characters in the game, so they don't want to be just handing them out to everybody, even though Yashutada is really, really, really good. Okay, so I think that will do it for this video. Kind of a sad video because I'm going to be passing up this character, but yeah, hopefully it's interesting to you and then helpful for you to look at how many shards you have of Xmas Ramada, and then think about if you want to continue or not. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.